adjourning the meeting, you're just, the recess is over, you're called the meeting to order, you're taking the roll of
For the
group.
real meeting.
That's what you're doing. Not of the real meeting, of the workshop session, of the special meeting.
Trustee Porter. Here. Trustee Bancole.
Here.
Trustee Broccolino.
Here.
Trustee Gutierrez. Trustee Albuck.
Here.
And Trustee Kunkel.
Here.
It's now the workshop session is being.
Okay, the workshop session is back in order, and there you go.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Now, we will call the evening's board meeting to order. And I'd like to welcome everyone who's here. Of Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. Christie, would you call order?
Yes, it is October 2nd at 7:06. Trustee Albuck.
Here.
Trustee Gutierrez.
Here.
Trustee Porter.
Here.
Trustee Kunkel.
Here.
Trustee Bancole.
Here.
And Trustee Broccolino.
Here.
You're all present.
Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Right. A motion to accept the agenda? So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Accept the agenda?
Great. Trustee Gutierrez.
Yes.
Trustee Porter.
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel.
Yes.
Trustee Bancole.
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino.
Yes.
And Trustee Albuck.
Yes.
Great.
Very good. I have two presentations and, oh, there. Oops. We have with us
Rebecca. Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Mhm.
Thank you for being here. I don't know how to say it.
Neither do
It's supposed to keep madmen from coming in. So Rebecca, thank you for being here. Whereas manufacturing is the backbone of our nation's economy, driving innovation, productivity, and competitiveness, and whereas manufacturers in Hanover Park and throughout Illinois contribute significantly to job creation, workforce development, and economic growth, and whereas the manufacturing sector provides high-quality, good-paying jobs and offers rewarding career pathways for people of all skill levels, backgrounds, and education. And whereas the Village of Hanover Park recognized the critical role that local manufacturers play in strengthening our community, supporting families, and ensuring long-term economic vitality. And whereas the Village of Hanover Park is home to more than 50 manufacturers that produce goods ranging from food products to robotics to radio frequency electronics, with a total combined revenue of more than $22 billion and more than 3,200 jobs. Whereas Manufacturing Month serves as an opportunity to raise awareness of the importance of manufacturing and to encourage continued collaboration between businesses, educators, and government to build a strong, talented pipeline for the future. And whereas the Village of Hanover Park celebrates and thanks our manufacturers for their resilience, innovation, and dedication to excellence. Now therefore, I, Rodney S. Craig, Mayor of the Village of Hanover Park, do hereby recognize the month of October 2025 as Manufacturing Month in the Village of Hanover Park and call upon our community to join in celebrating and supporting the manufacturing industry, its workers, and its contributions to our shared prosperity. And with that, I'll present this to you. Somehow we'll get a photo together. Representing all the manufacturers in Hanover Park. And we're so pleased you can come and visit with us, please.
Thank you.
Shake hands with the board. Do we have someone representing arts in DuPage? No?
Thank you.
So excited because they won.
Hey, hey, holy mackerel.
Would you like to expand upon that?
I think they all get it. The Cubs have won today, yes. So I have a proclamation representing Arts in DuPage as designated October as Arts DuPage Month. And whereas the arts embody much of the accumulated wisdom, intellect, and imagination of humankind. And whereas the arts enrich us as individuals to play a unique role in the lives of our families and our communities. And whereas the arts promote a better understanding of the diversified cultures within our communities and unify us regardless of age, race, and ethnicity. Whereas the arts sector in DuPage County consists of 2,272 arts-related businesses and accounts for 4.2% of the total number of businesses in the region, a larger share of the economy than transportation, tourism, agriculture, and construction. And whereas arts provides full-time employment for over 15,000 workers in DuPage County, and whereas the arts improve the economy, enrich our civic lives, drive tourism and commerce, and exert a profound positive influence in the education of our children. Whereas the arts help lift our spirits, unify communities, and provide entertainment. They also play a vital role in enlivening our public spaces, driving the economy, and elevating the appeal of our community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Rodney S. Craig, Village President of Village of Hanover Park, do hereby proclaim October 25th as Arts DuPage Month in the Village of Hanover,
Thank you. Make sure I take it.
our hometown. Now, welcome guests. I have, I have a name. Oh, Mark Lewis. Would you like to come before and,
Not really, but I'll try.
like to speak on the parking ban and area across from Shell Station County?
I didn't know what area that's called.
Pardon me?
I don't know what our township or our,
The
The-
Glens. We've been known
the
as the
Glens?
Glens.
okay, Glens of Hanover Park. All right. Anyways,
5 minutes, Mark.
5 minutes?
Yep, go
Okay,
ahead.
you're timing me.
Now I
Got it.
got you.
All right. Anyways, I understand that emergency vehicles need to get through and everything, and I'm assuming that's one of the reasons why you guys took a lot of the parking away in the neighborhood and all that. Me personally, I just ended up getting both my knees replaced, and trying to find parking in our neighborhood has been a pain in the butt. The other day, somebody was having a party at nighttime, and when I came home at night, I ended up not being able to find any parking. I think I ended up parking it on one of the side streets that doesn't have overnight parking. Ended up not being able to call my car in because I already used up my 4 times of calling my car in overnight. Being as I can't walk as much as I would love to, it really stinks. Then I ended up getting a parking ticket because of it. But I know that, I know the emergency vehicles and all that, and the police and the fire engines. I don't know if there's a way that we can make the streets where they're one way. And then, but I also know that they had set up no parking on one side of the street, which I know has been helpful for being able to get vehicles down the street and all that. But I know that over on my block, I live on Nugget Circle, and they put no parking on one side, but allowed us to do overnight parking based on if you call your car in. I know over on Gold Circle, a block away, I believe they also have no parking on one side, but they have like even nights on the other side. I didn't know if like, even if you did like even on their street one night and what's it called? Like odd on our street the next night. And same thing with like Sutter and Bear Flag. I didn't know if you guys could do something like that where you did odd one night. Because I know I was parking, I was under the assumption that people could park over on Sutter, even though it had like no parking to like from one point to the corner. But I didn't realize that I had parked my car there like 4 nights in a row where nobody was getting tickets, and somebody was like, oh yeah, one of the neighbors was like, oh no, they told us we could park on this side. And then on the 5th night, I ended up getting a ticket the night before my surgery. And now, I mean, I can't drive personally right now, so I'm just constantly having to move my car back and forth. And if I don't get out there by noon, they, like all the parking spots are taken. Like people are moving their cars at 6 a.m. in the morning and everything else. And I know it's been very difficult for not only myself, but our entire neighborhood to find parking. I know they also said like somebody told them we could park at the train station. Again, that's a kind of a long hike and all that, so. I don't know. I don't know if there's something else that you guys can look into doing to help out the neighborhood. I know a lot of people are upset, and I know a lot of them are trying to do petitions and all that kind of stuff, but yeah, I don't know. That's all I really had to say.
That's very good.
if that's
There's
something
somebody
you
else
guys-
to speak on the parking that's here.
Oh, yeah,
Laverne
go for it.
Collins, and then I'd like to make a comment. Okay?
Thanks, Mark.
You want?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Collins?
Hi, I'm actually a neighbor. Is it Ryan?
Mark.
Mark, I'm sorry, we don't know names. We
His
haven't
son's
been
Ryan.
formally introduced. But as he was stating, I'm just piggybacking off what he said, it is a nightmare with the parking. We did have issues with the odd and even, but it was a little bit better than what it is now. Now, everybody's getting tickets, you know, and I think most of it is not having the area for them to park with the whole no parking on one side of the street. And I do get the fact that if the emergency vehicles need to come through, like the fire department, the police, or whatever needs to come through, that area in the garbage disposal, I'm just thinking that that should have been something that on garbage day, have that available where no one parks there on actual garbage days. But to take away the parking completely, it's been a complete nightmare. People are double parking, saving parks for other people. It's just been really horrendous for us, for someone to receive 5 tickets within a week, or, you know, within 2 weeks or whatever. It's just not, and most people over there have 2 or 3 cars. And even if you have a single car garage, that one car is going in the garage and the other cars need to be parked on the street. There's nowhere to park your car. And for, like he said, someone in his, in Mark's position, I literally watch him walk from the next block over trying to find a park on a walker. It's just, I just don't understand what happened to where they changed it and why there was no notice. I never got a notice or anything, any information that they were going to make this change. So what can they do to assist, you know, people with revamping this whole parking situation?
Okay. Thank you for coming before us tonight. And,
You're welcome.
I would like to say I was approached when this was initiated, and I confirmed with, this is not a new issue. This goes back years and years. We've evolved through times to resolve it. But I would like to say that I have reached out to Commonwealth Edison. They own all that property, that vacant property behind you. And the real estate people I'm expecting them to get back to me to talk about if there's like an area that they can provide that just to park on, maybe gravel it out or something. but I'd like to have that conversation with them. But it's a work in progress. You know, big bureaucracies don't move that fast, especially in the real estate department. But I do have contacts with ComEd at the executive level. And so that's a work in progress for me to try to represent the need. I call it the cleanse where you're all at. There's 3 homeowners association there. It's been an issue for a long time. And sometimes we get it fixed and then now, you know, we try to, the police department came up with a study and they're trying to resolve some of the issues. And so you're all here tonight. Mark, I kind of cut you off. Did you want to?
I just had a quick question for you. Is there anything that you guys can do for people who are handicapped?
I would defer to the chief. Would you like to speak to that, or do you have a
Or he could-
representative here?
I'll be happy
to talk to them
In the hall.
go over
Okay.
the individual situation.
Would you like to come forward up to the microphone, maybe?
He's gonna
No,
go
he
out.
said he'd talk to them out in the.
Oh, that's
in
even
the
better,
hall.
yeah. If you don't mind, out in the hall. And then, but it's a work in progress for us. We want to work with you to resolve the problem. And I have an avenue that I'm working with ComEd, so we'll stay in touch. If you don't mind going out in the hall,
Could I just
Yeah,
ask
absolutely, you can go out there too, yeah.
one additional question? You mentioned you received 5 parking tickets in 1 week. And they were all,
It's not understood where to park, because they do have some of the signs that says odd and even, but it's been such a confusion, at not knowing what park is odd, what park. Only thing we kind of look for is when we see most of the cars parked, it's like, okay, well, that must be where you park. So one night, we parked and then came out and everybody in the whole park, the line of, on the street of Apache was completely with tickets. Everybody had a ticket. It was just a whole row of tickets because we thought that's where you park, where they're at. And it was, and everybody had a ticket. It's just like, well, where do you park? We don't know where to go. It's not, the signs are not, it doesn't let you know in a sense, like, where, I wish someone could demonstrate, like, this is where you don't park, this is where you park. Give us a map of what to do so it can be understood.
They did put a map, but it's on Facebook. And I don't know if everybody knows that, but they did put a map on Facebook.
Right, but I'm not on Facebook, so
Okay.
I don't, you know.
Yeah. They should have like possibly mailed it out to all of us residents, but, yeah.
okay, if you would
Yeah.
meet with the chief out in the hall. And
our chief will be able just to provide you with more information. But thank you so much for letting us know about this.
Thanks for coming in.
all righty.
If you'd like
You
to
can walk
speak
around
with our
talk.
chief, you're welcome to stay, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Where am I? Town hall session, village president's report. As part of my report, I have a number of things. I'm going to ask this board that in the future, we have rules for the board, and I'd like to move the executive session up after town hall session. We experienced something recently, and I've done my research with other municipalities and IML and different things, and leaving our executive session to the end of the meeting, and if we need to return or whatnot, I want to solve that problem. So I'm going to ask that we review our order for the board, and we'll get that in your hands, but I would like to move executive session up following town hall session. And with that,
So
my
sorry,
report,
Mayor, just to clarify. So the change is, it's no longer at the end of the meeting, it's during the meeting?
yeah,
So we
so,
can come
so
back
we're
to
always
that
coming
we'll
back
talk
and,
about in the meeting, right then and there.
See that last part?
So we would address anything that we talk about in exec if it needed to be voted on in regular session.
Oh, okay. The same
So-
meeting.
Yep, so that things wouldn't get forgotten.
Okay.
Yep.
I think we got caught in a trick bag, and I don't want that to happen. I have shared with everyone, hopefully. The IML resolutions, I'd like to start there. There's a couple of them. Haven't experienced what I experienced a week ago when a young person decided I should have a bath in hot chocolate while driving my car. I want to review one of the first things here is that we move to adopt the civility pledge. IML's been asking for this for a while. I've asked for it in the past and really did not follow up on it. But you can see the civility pledge is about 4 pages into this, and I would ask that we consider that at a future agenda. Second, support for local authority. You'll see that follows a resolution considering local authority. The state legislature for a number of years now and this year, 145 bills have been excluded local authority. In other words, preempt local authority. I think we need to adopt a resolution that we expect to be that the legislators support local authority and for our municipalities who are home rule, especially. Following that, there's a restoration of all local revenues, and that's a resolution from IML. We should consider something similar. Local government control, the PPRT, MFT, et cetera. I think those things are being cut. We were at 10% on the LGDF. We're down to 6 and something, but I think we should take a stand as a board to have the respect of our legislators that is waning as a home rule municipality. Next, on transit, you'll see a resolution on transit reform. As you know, I've been in the middle of the transit, being on the Metro Board for 11 years. Some of the outcome from the Senate included condemnation and development in our hometown outside of our any local influence authority. So I've been advocating on that for some time. So I want to bring that to your attention on transit reform. I'm still in the middle of it. They're going to veto session shortly. CMAP is advocating strongly for these for that agenda, but you've got 750 municipalities, and the one is holding up the whole caboodle, and that's the city of Chicago. They don't agree. They'd like to have control using transit of our areas, our transit areas, like the metro station. Schaumburg would be the bus station in different municipalities that would occur, and that's, for me, that would not only have impact on our ability for, if they go not for profit on these profits, our municipality would lose revenue, our school districts would lose revenue, and so they're not thinking effectively, in my opinion. And then we have, finally, I'd like us to address the gaming regulation. The push tax has been out there for a while. It's been confirmed in a couple court outcomes, but IML came out with something that it's endorsing us to move forward on the push tax. And Bernie, I think we ought to look at that and take on the next step that is required. That would be effective revenue for the village of Hanover Park, and we've been patiently waiting, and I think we've waited long enough. And then the last thing I'd really like to address is the America's 250th anniversary. I want us to put together some thoughts on how we can support that, be outgoing. One of the recommendations I'm thinking of is Route 20 is a main road within our community. I've asked Jenny to helped me take the lead on that with the staff and the what is it, our Special Events Committee, to do something really special this year. IML has a process, they're looking for some items or something to share back with IML, but what we could do within our community to really raise the bar in celebration of our 250th anniversary. So just so I'm on base with that. And I got a call from Fred Crespo today, actually yesterday, let me know that 400K and for local projects, NOFO, has been coming to Hanover Park. So I woke up John, and John says, yeah, we did put in for something. And I guess it's items around the metro station to make improvements there. But I really appreciate our legislator giving me that call that we qualify. And 400K is a nice dollar amount for us to do that. Additionally, off of my resolutions there, thanks to Chief Forrest for his leadership and his work with DUCOM, aligning with the ETSB to close out our radio project. They've been sitting on our radio, ETSB, it's been sitting on our radios for 3 years. There's something wrong with that. That's a bureaucracy that really needs to go away. They had a need back when there were 14 PSAPs. There's only 2 now. And DUCOM represents 85% of DuPage County. The ETSB keeps getting in the way as far as I'm concerned. And so we need to celebrate with the chief for taking the leadership role, not only for Hanover Park, but other municipal fire departments. Appreciated your work, Chief, on that. And I'd also like to thank firefighter Rosa Gonzalez and Lieutenant Isidore Ordanero. I probably slaughtered that name, but the Izzy, we call him. They were out at the Explorer Initiative with U-46. I know Herb and I have been involved with, what do we call it, Herb? The
Alignment.
pardon me? The alignment, and they've been doing great work. And today was a full day of bringing 8th graders into now facilities to understand and to have a sense of what it means to be a firefighter, to be a police officer, different businesses, manufacturers throughout the U-46 area. And it's a great event, and I'm glad we support the alignment and, of course, our school districts. I think that's got me off the dime. So moving on. I'd move to approve by unanimous vote items on the consent agenda.
Second.
We have motion and a second. Any discussion?
So those are items 7A1 through 7A15.
Correct. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
And Trustee Gutierrez.
Yes.
Thank you. 7A16, motion to waive competitive bidding and authorize the purchase and replacement of synthetic turf on Lake Street from Adlon Landscaping, Inc. in the amount of $31,340 and authorize the village manager to execute the necessary documents. A 2/3 vote of the corporate authorities is required. Do we have a motion?
Second?
Kunkel was one. Thank you.
Okay.
Kunkel, Gutierrez, thank you.
Any discussion? I got over the fact that it's synthetic. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
And Mayor Craig.
Yes.
Thank you.
7817, move to approve warrant 10/2/2025 in the amount of $900,719.89.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
And Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Thank you. 7818, move to approve warrant paid in advance, 8/30/2025 through 9/26/2025, in the amount of $1,790,681.61.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
And Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Thank you. 7819, move to approve August P cards in the amount of $21,193.60.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez?
Yes.
Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
And Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Thank you. Village managers report. Juliana, monthly treasurer's report.
Yes, for August, it represents 67% of the budget year. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer. It's just the monthly report.
Any questions? And Juliana offered to continue discussion of our capital budget.
Yeah, actually, the only items that are left is the facade improvement program in each of the 3 TIFs. So if you have any questions, we're recommending that we just continue that facade improvement program for both the individual business, but also for the shopping center. Did you have anything to add about those? And then there's a placeholder for property acquisition if something comes along that we want to be able to purchase a piece of property, but nothing specific at this point. It's just a placeholder in each of the TIFs.
So we were pretty close to being finished.
And what page is that on?
16.
Page 16.
Facade improvements can also be found on 18 and 19, if you want to see all 3 of them.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Is the board okay with that?
I actually have one more question, Mayor, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is kind of directed at Juliana and all of the directors that run the budget. This is, new to me as a newly elected trustee. There's a lot of the budget that has multi-year spans, especially water mains going for decades and replacements that run for 5 years and vehicle replacements that run for 5 years and so on. Overall, is our budget on a trajectory that's fairly even, or year to year, is there going to be big differences based on those programs starting and ending offset from each other?
In the budget, we work off of a 10-year capital budget plan. I mean, obviously, as we get out further, it's kind of gets more fuzzy.
Sure.
And there's a lot of adjustments from year to year, but also in the budget document, we include a 5-year. I believe some years you get a bump up, especially as we're doing these water main projects. They're more expensive. But I would say, Remy, you could answer that, but we're pretty even. I mean, obviously not exactly, but
Yeah, it is pretty even. For the vehicle, we always have the sinking fund, so even though it's higher, but we won't purchase it until it's fully funded. So even though it's higher next year, but it's already been fully funded because we fund it every year.
Because it looked to me like it was like a fairly even trajectory. I was kind of impressed with that because some of the things that you mentioned are very expensive and intermittent. I was expecting there to be a bigger jump from year to year, and there isn't. So ultimately, what I'm trying to say is, I'm kind of amazed at how smooth the trajectory actually appears, given all these competing interests.
I think that is mostly dictated by how much revenue we have. So we haven't seen significant revenue increases, so we need to keep that capital program about the same. As we've said in the last several years, the road program has been our #1 focus. So you'll see that most of the expenditure falls in that area. Water main is now been added out of the water fund, but the focus has been there, and it seems to be that it'll need to be focused there for a long time.
Okay, so finally, mostly just speaking for myself, looks great, thank you.
We have a big part, thank you, we have a big part to go, the operating.
I'm all set, Mayor.
Was that a compliment?
I tried.
I have no further report, Mayor.
Okay. Oh, I got one more here. Christie, if you would.
All right, I just want to do a shout out to Courtney for all of her hard work and just partnering with the Park District and getting them. I know they had a super successful s'more event this weekend at our MWRD fields, like right in the front over there, with over 400 residents that registered for free. So I love to see that space being used. Thank you for partnering with them and just making that happen safely. Also wanted to talk about the fire department having their open house this weekend from 10 to 2. Come stop over at Station 15. It's always a fun time for the kids, families. So come join us. And then next week I will be at year 2 of clerk training in Bloomington Normal. So I'll have my phone, but I'll be in classes all week long. So looking forward to bringing back some new stuff. And that is all.
It's frightening.
I know. Getting good.
Very good. Okay. Corporation Council reports?
No report, thank you.
Trustee reports? Trustee Albeck?
Thank you, Mayor. I struggled with whether or not to mention this, but I wanted to speak out about what I witnessed this past week at the federal level when National Command Authority summoned all of the flag officers from every branch of the military to provide some guidance and speeches. As I've mentioned in the past, I'm a military veteran. I served 40 years in the United States Army as an airborne ranger infantry officer. I was ordered to several conflicts, and so I feel like I'm very biased in that that's my background. But I think it does relate to this service as well, because the oath of office is very much the same. We swear to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, which sounds cliche because we hear it so often. However, these are some fairly interesting times where National Command Authority, which, by the way, is the combination of the Secretary of Defense, now the Secretary of War, or the SOW, I guess, and then also the Executive Office, or the President of the United States, or POTUS. So those two comprise National Command Authority. And those two took the opportunity to speak to all the flag officers of our military. And I'm going to fairly closely quote the SOW when he said that the purpose of the military is to kill and break things. And I very much disagree with that statement because, again, I would like to refer back to the oath of office, which is to defend the Constitution. And then followed by POTUS, who said that it might be a good idea to use our nation's cities as a training area, which I also disagree with. Although as an infantryman, I often conducted military operations or urban terrain, otherwise known as MOUT. We have specialized MOUT training sites all across the nation in almost every military base. So it's inappropriate, in my opinion, for POTUS to make a statement following the SOW's statement of they exist to kill and break things, to suggest that our cities are an appropriate training area for that organization. I personally would resist that. Even if I was the only one to face every branch of the military alone, I would be okay with that. Because I feel like that would be the honorable thing to do. We're at a low level of government, small g. State is at a higher level of government, let's say capital G. And federal government, I know, I guess is all caps with exclamation points now. But I find it very disheartening, looking back on my years of service, to think that we are no longer focused on the Constitution and being, and I'm going to cite the Army values in order, loyal to the Constitution, performing our duty to defend the Constitution, to have respect for that document and for everyone else, as a matter of fact, to be selfless in that service. As I stated, I would selflessly resist, even if I were alone in doing so. To be honorable in the pursuit of that, which to me, honor, by the way, has a capital H and is very important, and in certain ways is more important than my actual life. To have the integrity to follow through on our word when we take an oath, and to have the personal courage to see those things through. I know that I've taken up some extra time on something that you might not think is relevant to this level, but it was very personal and important to me, and I appreciate everyone hearing me out as I say that. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Gutierrez.
Yes, thank you, Trustee L. Thank you. So we try not to talk about federal stuff here at the board, but last week I spoke about ICE and how they were terrorizing our community, and now more than ever, whereas before they weren't as active, they are very active. I'm so surprised still by the kindness of strangers and the good hearts in our community and beyond, where we have people coming from Schaumburg, Elgin, Streamwood, to watch over our schools, because a couple of weeks ago, Laurel Hill School was being scouted by immigration enforcement, and these are bounty hunters that have been deputized, who tend to be ruthless, looking for people. And so I'm just so overwhelmed by the kindness of neighbors that have come from other towns just to make sure that the kids are getting to school safe, and they're walking them there and meeting with the parents and letting them know about their rights. I'm just, given what I do for a living, to see that, it's just absolutely wonderful. And we will continue to express our rights. We will continue to loudly say our rights, and we will continually stand up to do what is right. So I just want to thank our rapid response teams in the area. Moving on, CIDC is having a Hispanic Heritage Month celebration. There's food. And if it's Hispanic Heritage Month, you know that food's going to be good. There's dancing, there's music. On October 10th at 6 p.m., I hope you all can make it at the Park District. This is a great event for families to come in and learn a little bit about our cultures, our different cultures, especially now more than ever. The Historic Committee has been rather busy lately. Officer Peeney found the actual wooden marker for the old Ontarioville Cemetery. I couldn't believe it. Somebody reached out to him and they're like, we have the original wooden marker. It was like broken into pieces, but if you look at it, it's the old, you can see the Executive House is on there. Back then it was called the Fisher Cemetery. So we've been doing some research, and apparently there were quite a few different Fisher cemeteries, but this one's ours. You can tell it's Ontarioville. Speaking of which, we've approached the church about the cemetery where Harmony and Schick are buried, because there's a current grant for $20K out there that we want them to take up, or somebody to take up, because we need to restore that cemetery. We had a lovely surprise. This was so nice, y'all. So we met Sherry Mueller and Mary. I can't remember her last name, but they came to visit us at the Historic Committee meeting. These women are over 80 years old, and they met in Ontarioville when they were 3 years old back in 1946. So that was before we were incorporated. And did they meet across from the dairy co-op, or? At the
One through dairy?
Rice Salon. Where the Rice Salon is today. that's where they met. And they've been lifelong friends, and they keep coming back to Hanover Park just to see how it's changed. They were so sweet, and just listening to them, one of them grew up in the Harmoning House, which gave us a lot of information, especially because the barn is still up. And we're just so excited to listen to them. We just let them talk forever. And they have some items that maybe they want to donate to us. When the tavern back then was called the Two-Step Saloon, they have the actual, I don't know, it's a coat rack or something, where Barone used to hang his hat. And so, yeah, so some things that they want to give to us and share with the historic committee. That was just a highlight for me. Apparently, Peony knew about this a long time, and then Peony went ahead and took them on a tour, and they're just like shocked at how much has changed. But to see the executive house, they really told us about the importance of that house and to keep it, to do everything we can to keep it. So it was really great. Speaking of this hysterical committee, as we like to call them, I'm going to pass these down. We, so if you can all take one and pass it down. We're having a one-day event where we're going to ask the public to help us come and just archive with us, because we have a lot of pictures. I mean, 67 years of pictures, y'all. So we're asking the community to come on out and help us archive just from 10 to 12. You can come for half an hour or whatever on November 8th, and we're just going to start archiving the materials. People can scan the code there to sign up. And then if you turn it over to the other side, I'm so excited about this. This is the work in progress of one of our staff members who is volunteering to put her great skills to create our much needed updated coloring book. So we're so psyched about it. This is what it's going to look like. This is the Village Hall. We'll add more on the description and the historic significance, but I just wanted to show you, that was like the original Village Hall. So we're updating that. I am hoping that we're going to get this done soon, and we can share it with the kids in the community as well. So, and then finally, happy Hispanic Heritage Month to everybody, and go Cubs. That's it. Thank you.
They'll be playing Milwaukee. All right, thank you. It was a wonderful report. Trustee Porter.
Thank you. Let's start off by wishing all of the women and encouraging them and everyone to be aware as we commemorate and observe Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's very important in today's climate where there's so much of a de-emphasis on science and, you know, accurate medical information that's been disseminated by those in higher authorities from Washington, D.C., that we remember that we have decades and decades of factual science, and I would encourage all women to rely on those resources rather than some of the misrepresentations that are out there now that are coming from Department of Health and Human Services, HHS. So yeah, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I also am, first of all, Trustee Alba, thank you for that very impassioned presentation about the status of our constitutional crisis that I think we find ourselves in. I agree with your assessment that because we're a municipality, we think that we are removed from the things that happen on a federal level. However, I think past events that are occurring in our neighborhoods, most recently evidenced by the presence of Homeland Security agents and ICE agents in our neighborhoods, conducting raids, seizures, captures, detainments, in absence of any type of collaboration or notification of our police department. I think Personally, I think it's an insult to our police departments that if federal agencies have information and viable warrants for the arrest of certified criminal activity, that they don't trust our local police departments to be up to the task of executing those warrants and detaining those individuals, that to their thinking that they have to come in and usurp the authority of our police departments while they are completely disguised, masked, and do those detainments. I have every confidence in our police department, and I believe that if they are given that information, not deportation information, but criminal information, if they have information on criminal activity, I have 100% confidence in our police department that they can execute those warrants and take care of those actions in a manner that doesn't violate the basic tenets of our Constitution and our rights. So I'm offended when they come in, because I think that that is a slap in the face of this board and of our police department that we invest so much in to make sure that they are operating at optimum efficiency and professionalism. So I think that that's where directions that come from national do have an impact on us here locally. And so we can't just, in times past, we could just say, well, that's, you know, that's the federal government. But those things are reaching down and they're affecting us. And I'm saddened by it, and I'm also angered by what's happening in our community. I think that, you know, there are things that we can do. I'd like to explore, and maybe one of my other colleagues, I think, is going to talk about some resolutions that we can introduce. But I think that we've got to be proactive and look at what can we do to at least be on the record as to where Hanover Park stands. It's no longer, in this environment, it's no longer a time where we can just sit back and let things happen and think that we're going to go untouched. Our residents are being touched severely. Our community is being touched, and it's troubling. It's a troubling time for us as we see what's happening. And finally, on a lighter note, I would like to suggest the formation of a joint committee to explore flag football with the Park District. I've had some initial discussions with individuals over Steve and Hexon over at the Park District. There's interest. I think the Park District has a lot of the information that we need in order to look at doing a flag football league. They know about forming those kind of leagues. They know who the particular players would be from a local and a state level, can help in terms of identifying grants and monies that would be available. And I would like to see us in a collaborative effort assist and work hand in hand with our Park District. Flag football is the second largest growing sport. It's an Olympic sport. Right after pickleball, it's the fastest growing sport in America. And I would love to see us put together a program and a plan to utilize our football field, because there are many Saturdays when I drive by the field and there's no activity going on because the youth league doesn't have any games scheduled, and that's to be expected. But on those open weekends, some of the Saturdays and Sundays, and even some weekdays when nothing's going on, I would love to see a flag football league, a girls league, a young youth league, all of the different possibilities, but I would love to see a flag football league. So I would like to recommend that, along with myself, if there was another board member and maybe someone from staff who would like to get together and put together a representative committee from the village so that we can work with the Park District and begin working on building that program and then seeing where it can take us. So I'm kind of throwing it out there. Everybody has my email address. If you have ideas or any contributions or thoughts toward that, I welcome them. But I do know that there's interest on behalf of the Park District. I think we have a park district that's very interested in stepping up their game and being responsive to the needs of the community. And I'd like to be able to partner with them as they make those type of positive moves to represent our community.
I would like to have some offline conversations with you.
And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Trustee Kunkel?
Yeah, I'll have a pretty short report. Everybody knows I've had surgery on my eye, so it's been really troubling over the last month trying to get my vision back into focus a little bit better. I have to wear glasses now to read my screen in front of me, even if I zoom it out to 200%. It's just trying to get it all focused. But all my tests came back negative, so everything's good. There's a lot of ticks out there this time of the year. So please watch out, especially with your dogs. My dog had about 10 of them on thing. And it was just, all it does is walk around the block, my circle. So I had to sit there and pick them off. She didn't like me, but, you know, that's just tough. But yeah, please, little kids, watch out for ticks. They're out there, there's a lot out there. That's all I have.
Thank you, trustee. Trustee Ben Coat?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Okay, so on September 12th, I believe, the village board received an email that stated evaluation of potential services for village vendor vetting memorandum. I'm requesting that this be provided to the village board in a verbal report format. Every time we've talked about vendor vetting, it's typically been at like workshops or things of that nature, and so I'm requesting that the report be provided in that fashion as well. So I don't know if that would happen at our next workshop. I know we have one coming up at the end of the month or during someone's report.
What are you looking for? I'm trying.
So on September 12th, the village board received an email stating the evaluation of potential services for village vendor vetting memorandum. This has to deal with the ongoing conversation we've had as it relates to thoroughly vetting the businesses that work with us, that bid on our contracts, et cetera, et cetera. Every time that we've talked about vetting, it's been typically at workshops, and so I'm asking for an oral report given that we've been waiting 10 months for this, I'm asking for an oral report on this matter.
Okay.
And that can happen, I mean, I know we have a workshop scheduled at the end of the month. Okay. Okay. Last week, DMMC met and just wanted to make everyone aware of the 2026 Legislative Action Program. And so the priorities that the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference, the issues, I should say, that the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference is prioritizing is in order. Number one, the restoration of LGDF. Number two, which I personally do not agree with, but it's titled Protecting Tier 2 Pensions, which, and I'll just read it. It says, protect municipal pensions and the taxpayers that fund them by preventing further Tier 2 benefit increases. I think there should be Tier 2 reform, but that is what DMMC has stated there. And then number three, regional public transit reform. So call for public transit reform legislation that would reflect suburban priorities for governance, local control, funding, and addressing service gaps. So I did just want to make folks aware that those are the top three priorities for DMMC next calendar year. I also wanted to mention, if you guys aren't aware, that the Halal Steakhouse, which is a restaurant in Hanover Park, has gone semi-viral on TikTok. So you're aware. Okay, it's exciting. And again, I want to give like a huge shout out to Shubra and just her entire department for bringing that restaurant in, because it's the coolest thing. And it's an incredible dining experience, so thank you, Shubra. And also, I think it's Rocky. The residents are really excited about that. They're posting all over about it. Everyone loves Greek food, so thank you, Shubra. I know you worked so hard on recruiting these businesses and helping them thrive, so thank you so much for that. On a more serious note, I would like to have more information, or if we could formalize a formal policy about ICE using our public parking lots. In surrounding municipalities, ICE has been in fire department parking lots, police department parking lots. I have personally seen them using the Metra station parking lots to group together. It's invoking fear into our community. It's eroding public trust in law enforcement. It angers me, and yeah, I just think that with the federal government is quite literally shut down right now, and so with the inaction of our federal government, I do think that it is beholden, it is incumbent of state and local governments to do more. And so I would like to either review the policies that we currently have about who can use our parking lots and who can't, put something into language. I think it's important because this is not okay. And this is what we are seeing every day is horrific. So I would put that before the board if that's a discussion that we could take, or I don't know if that's a motion. It might be a motion.
I support that. We've seen them at the local fire stations, and I did send out an email, and thankfully our fire station is not being used that way, but they will go in and use the facilities. And in a neighboring town I won't mention, and what that does, it freezes people who are in the area, and they're afraid to leave, and you get these text messages, and I'm thinking, hey, you're a legal permanent resident, you're allowed to go out there, but even a legal permanent resident now is at risk, right? Everybody's at risk if you are, according to SCOTUS, somebody that speaks another language, looks like I do, or is in a low wage paying job. So I think that's a great idea. Just this morning, I got one of our staffing agencies that the person was afraid to leave, and I'm like, why are you afraid to leave? He goes, well, I'm a Latino. You're in this country. You haven't done anything wrong. There's no warrant for you. So absolutely, I agree.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I guess that's a motion. So I would like to make a motion that the board at a future date is provided information on our policy as it relates to our parking lots and usage, and further discuss its usage as it relates to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That is my motion.
Second.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The next thing I'd like to, hold on. Okay. The next thing
Before you go on.
Yes, sir.
We have a motion and a second. I think, discussion? Any other discussion? I think we're treading on thin ice with this one. It's open to the public, and how you're going to pick and choose when you restrict. But I think what you're asking is a motion and a second to have discussion on the matter, and I think the board would be in favor of that. I'd be in favor of it. I don't know what the outcome would look like. It's like.
So there's a motion and a second.
Yes. So any additional discussion? But I think we're ready to call the vote. Yeah.
Is there any other discussion? Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez? Yes. Trustee Alba?
Yes.
And Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. The second matter that I'd like to bring up is that there are a couple other municipalities that have passed resolutions that urge state and federal lawmakers to ban U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement from wearing masks during these operations that they take out. And so this resolution does not impact municipal PDs. However, it is a resolution that urges our federal lawmakers to take action, because as it stands right now, there is no federal legislation that provides guidance on the mask wearing of these agents. So the resolution, it's to address community fears, promote transparency, but also urge our federal legislators to take action. So this is also another thing that I would like our board to consider.
Is that a motion?
I can make a motion. I motion that our village board, that the Village Board of Hanover Park considers a resolution that urges state and federal lawmakers to ban U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents from wearing masks during their operations within the Village of Hanover Park.
We have a motion and a second in discussion. Hearing none, Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez? Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Kunkel?
No.
And Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That
Okay.
concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess those will appear on a future agenda. Trustee Broccolino? Jenny?
Yeah. I don't have no report.
No
No?
report.
No report?
No.
No announcement on the
Cubs win.
Cubs win.
Cubs? Okay.
Thank you.
We have executive session, section 2C11, pending and probable litigation. Thank you.
Second.
Uh,
We have a motion and a second. Christie, call the roll.
Trustee Kunkel?
Yes.
Trustee Alba?
Yes.
Trustee Gutierrez? Yes. Trustee Broccolino?
Yes.
Trustee Bancole?
Yes.
And Trustee Porter?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there any need to return afterwards? There's no need to return.
Cool.
You have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.